Welcome back, everyone. Oz here, and today I've got some r/OhNoConsequences. As per usual, I'll be reading you the post, giving you my opinions, and I hope you do the same down in the comments below. And without further ado, let's jump right into it. Hey, super quickly here, GamerSupps is once again doing Christmas in July, starting July 25th at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you want to get a free gift with purchase with every tub you buy, then take advantage of this by using code OZ at checkout. Every purchase made does directly support the channel and gets us closer to a shaker cup. Let's get back to it. Cross posted to r/true off my chest. I left my date on the side of the road. I, 22 female, went on a date with a man, 31 male, I met on Hygh. We chatted for a few days beforehand, and he bragged about the fun things we were going to do, and the nice car he was going to pick me up in. On the day of the date, he told me his car, an Audi A5, was in the shop, and he had to pick me up in his brother's car, which ended up being a beat-up Saab with spray paint and stickers all over it. I decided to just drive my own car. I met him at our first location, which was the museum. At the counter, he pulled out his EBT card so that we could get in for free, which was shocking. He told me he was an electrical engineer, so how would he qualify for EBT? The date actually goes okay, and we leave the museum and decide to drive in my car to the next location. The second he sees my car, he starts laughing and acting strange. I ask him what's funny, and he brushes me off. We drive from the museum to the second location. About 5 minutes into the drive, he asks if the car we're driving is mine. I tell him it is, and that it was a gift. He laughs and says I would have respectfully declined. Nissan Altimas are one of the most low-quality cars on the market. I don't really know what to say after that. I have a 2021 Nissan Altima that I inherited after my mom died. He then says the girly seat covers don't help, that I should go for an all-black look. I tell him that they're my mom's seat covers. He already knew she died recently. He then says, I'm not sure why that matters, it doesn't look good. I start getting a little pissed, and then I ask about his Audi and if he has any pics of it. He gets super defensive and continues to talk bad about my car. I pull over and tell him to get out. He's somehow shocked, but gets out. I'm not sure if I overreacted, but it felt like he lied about his job and his car and maybe felt insecure when he saw mine. So we have a 9-year age difference, a guy who doesn't have a single photo of his nice car, an Audi A5, and is insulting other people for their car choices. Meanwhile, driving his quote-unquote brother's car, which is a Saab with the AutoZone paint special, aka a rattle can paint job. He's also insulting her car and the seat covers, which were from her dead mother, so, brownie points on that end from the guy, and additionally, probably lied about his profession if he's using an EBT card. So, yeah. The guy is definitely pretending to be someone he's not. And the problem is, he's gotten so wrapped up in the fantasy of who he thinks he is, that even his ego believes that. It's just weird behavior, dude. Makes you look like an asshole. And you were rightfully left at the curb after your date gone poorly because of your behavior. Cross-posted from r/Am I the Jerk? Am I the jerk for refusing to keep helping out after I was pushed out of my job? So, for context, I was working in my mom's office for 7 years, managing everything and also helping my mom with anything written, as she's not native to the country we live and worked at together. That would mean writing papers, correcting her grammar, etc. So, she would maintain a professional outlook to the outside world. Nothing much of work, honestly, when it came to writing, as I was born and raised here. I know it's not easy for an immigrant to adapt to a new culture and still being successful in her career. It's been over 30 years for her now, and she's basically fluent speaking. Went to become a business owner, managed to build a house, which can be very expensive in the area we live in. A couple of months ago, she sold her business but stayed there as an employed CEO. The new owner decided that I was not needed anymore, and for the sake of selling it, she went along with it. Meanwhile, I took over my dad's business, which was being abandoned for years due to his dementia, and trying to build everything up from scratch while also taking care of him, as I live close by to him. My parents live separately, so she can't go see him every day due to the distance of their work/living environment. Also, I'm the one in charge of family finances, taxes, etc., for both of them on top. Now, my mom wants me to keep helping her writing papers and letters remotely, and I refused, pointing out that I am no longer part of her workforce and that I have a lot of other obligations to attend to. She keeps getting angry at me, telling me it's my duty as her daughter to help her out, that she pays the house with the money she makes, and I'm the one benefiting as I'll inherit parts of it. So she says she's obligated to demand for me to partake, which means coming in on weekends, to check her work for now, and later on working from a laptop remotely to proofread everything. I told her that's a task she now has to give somebody else, which she refuses partly to save her face, but also because she's not good in handling giving orders to others besides me, I guess. Also, it takes away my free time. I'd have to also adapt to their new software and network environment, and I'm not getting paid for that. So, am I the jerk for drawing a line? So, their kid busts their ass and pretty much builds the family business up off of their backs and allows them to maintain an image that's entirely fabricated because their kid's the one that maintains that. Rather than explain the situation to her new business partner, she tries to save face, and the truth is now about to come off in the wash, and she just simply expects her child to continue maintaining that work for free now. She did her daughter incredibly dirty and now hides behind this decision under the guise of, well, you should do it anyways because it'll help maintain your inheritance. Don't you know? I hope OP stays strong and keeps that line in the sand firmly drawn and chooses not to cross it on their own volition, and teaches their mother, who fired them for save a face, a lesson. Cross posted from r/am_I_the_asshole. Am I the asshole for telling my friend's dad my mom returned everything he got me for store credit for herself? So, last year my mom married Mark, and we moved to a new state. We have a 3-bedroom house, and my mom and Mark have one room. Mark's daughter, Lily, 10, has her own room, and I, 13 female, share with my brothers, 16, 18, and 22. Mark doesn't want my mom to work, but he also doesn't give her money for us because that's our dad's job. So, I was kind of on my own to get anything I needed. A guy at my school noticed I didn't have a lunch most of the time, so he started bringing extra food for me. Then, I started going to his house after school. They've been really nice to me. They take me out with them, and they got me a pair of shoes because mine were too small. They went all out for me for Christmas. I got 2 pairs of boots and another 2 pairs of shoes, 6 pairs of jeans, 4 leggings, like 20 shirts, 2 jackets, a raincoat, rain boots, umbrella, new backpack, and a water bottle, and even hair stuff and some makeup. They also got me glasses, but that wasn't really a Christmas present. My mom took everything back for store credit, and she used it to get herself stuff. My friend's dad picked me up the day after Christmas to take me to camp. He signed me and my friend up for cooking camp during winter break, and I told him what happened. He called CPS, and they came to camp to talk to me a couple days later. Then they came to the house, and now I'm staying with my friend and his dad. He reordered everything he got me, plus he had me go into Target and some other stores to get a couple things until everything gets here. But my mom is really mad that I told him, and she's saying I got her in a lot of trouble. So I wanted to know if I was wrong for telling him that she returned everything. You didn't get your mom in trouble. She got herself in trouble by taking her child's possessions and returning them so she could buy things for herself. You're already in a position where your mom is definitely neglecting you. You're staying in a room with 3 of your brothers while your stepsister gets her own fucking room. On top of that, your mom can't afford to buy you anything because her new husband is, at least by the sounds of it, forcing her to be a stay-at-home mom and relying off of the child support checks your dad gives. You found a family that actually cares about you and wants what's best for you. Them calling CPS is something that definitely was warranted, without a doubt. Your mom's priorities were fucked and nowhere even near being properly organized. If her first thought to seeing her child getting a decent Christmas and the fact that she would no longer have to pay for those kind of clothes or school supplies and at least that part of the expenses were now covered, no. Instead, she decided to return all of those and buy God knows what for herself. Honestly, specifically in your situation, with your brothers being 16, 18, and 22, and you being 13, CPS getting involved might actually be one of the best things for you. Again, you didn't get your mom in trouble, she got herself in trouble by putting her greed above your needs. Cross posted from r/ am I the asshole? Am I the asshole for telling someone no woman would date her? I was at my friend's apartment with my boyfriend when her roommate came in, and my friend introduced us. The roommate said hi, and we were all chatting, and then she said that I was lucky I was gay because women don't date short guys. I responded that she was lucky she was straight because lesbians don't date women with atrocious personalities. The roommate went into her room. My friend said I went from 0 to 60 way too quick. It was awkward, and my boyfriend and I left. I asked him if he thought I overreacted, and he said no, that she shouldn't dish out what she can't take. He's my boyfriend, though, and I want an unbiased perspective. Was I an asshole for saying that? You can't just dish out insults and not expect them to be dished right back towards you. That's all OP did. They responded in kind. There's nothing wrong with that. That's the consequence of being an asshole. Sometimes someone will clap back right back at you and make you learn a harsh lesson. Cross posted from r/ am I the asshole? Am I the asshole for not telling my boyfriend about strippers at a bachelorette party? My boyfriend and I have been together for almost 4 years. We met in college, started dating our junior year, and are part of the same friend group. A couple of friends of ours were supposed to get married last summer, but had to delay it to this year. We're both in the wedding party and were invited to the bachelor/bachelorette parties. During the planning for the bachelor party, my boyfriend told me that the best man wanted to go to a strip club and the groom got the go-ahead from the bride. I am very uncomfortable with strip clubs, just always have been. I'm not trying to shame sex workers in any way, but strip clubs just always grossed me out. I told my boyfriend this and told him that I would feel much better if he didn't participate in that part of the bachelor party. I wasn't going to tell him he can't go to the party at all, just that when other people go to a strip club, that he finds something else to do. We kind of got into a fight about it because he was worried that he would be the only one not going to the club and would therefore be alone at a bar or have to leave together if the rest of the party wanted to stay there for a long time. I understand that part, but I was pretty firm that I didn't want him to go to the club part of it, and he eventually relented. The parties were scheduled for the same weekend, and the bachelorette party got a hotel suite for the night. Well, it turns out that the maid of honor hired a couple of male strippers to come to the room for a private show. I wasn't really comfortable with it and tried to leave, but the rest of the girls pretty much made me stay. After the parties, I asked my boyfriend how the bachelor party went, and he pretty much just said it was fun and that he hung out at a bar with another couple guys while the rest went to a strip club for an hour or so. He asked how my party went, and I told him it was fun, but didn't mention the male strippers. I don't know why I didn't tell him, I just didn't. At the wedding reception a couple weeks later, I was talking with some people and noticed my boyfriend talking with a group of people in the wedding party across the room, and they were all laughing, except my boyfriend. I keep looking at them, and eventually my boyfriend looks at me, and he's just staring daggers at me. Like, I have never seen him look at me like that before, and I felt really uncomfortable. He was really cold with me the rest of the night, and he ended up getting pretty drunk and passing out at the hotel as soon as we got there. On the car ride home the next day, he finally opened up and told me that one of the bridesmaids had told him about the strippers, and he was pissed that I would tell him not to go to a strip club and then go hang out with male strippers in a private hotel room show. He said that was way worse than a strip club, and that I was a huge asshole and a hypocrite for it. He said he feels like I'm hiding something because I didn't tell him about the strippers, and he doesn't believe me that nothing happened. The thing is, if OP was honest from square one, I think the boyfriend probably would have been upset, but not suspicious. But because she lied and hid it, there's now suspicion attached to it of, well, if you're lying about the strippers and won't tell me about that, or at least be honest with me, what else is going on here? And that's not even covering the hurt and pain from the hypocrisy. He walked away from his buddies at the bachelor party at request from his girlfriend in order to respect her wishes. Meanwhile, while he was at the bar, away from the party, she was in a private hotel room with male strippers. He definitely feels pretty hurt and betrayed by that because he has every right to. OP gave in to peer pressure. OP's boyfriend did not. The consequences of that is your boyfriend being upset with you for the hypocrisy. That's just how it is. I also do love the little line of, I don't know why I didn't tell him. My guess would be is that you knew it was hypocritical and you felt shame about it. That's my guess. A cross post from Best Of, originally collected by Swanky Celery. The original OP is Lost to Time, originally posting to r/AmITheAsshole February 15th, 2023. Am I the asshole if I tell my friend her boyfriend is planning to propose? My 27 female best friend has been dating her boyfriend 26 male for over 5 years. A while back he reached out to me to help figure out ring size and the setup so he could make this the most magical day for her. Having known my friend for over 20 plus years, I know exactly how she wants her proposal to go, and who she wants to be there. So I relayed all this information to him months ago via texts and over the phone. I even took the time to covertly find and confirm which ring she would love the most. A little background. My friend is incredibly family and friend oriented, and in the past expressed to me on multiple occasions, especially during holiday season, that in the 5 years they've been together, he hasn't really made much of an effort to indoctrinate himself into her family or friendships the way she has for his. While I do generally like him, I have always felt that he's incredibly self-serving and self-focused. Recently, through a mutual friend, I found out he started a group text between his, emphasis on his, friends and his family to set up the time and date of the proposal. He has not only excluded myself, and according to the screenshots I've seen, he's doing everything verbatim I suggested he do, but he has completely excluded her family and other close friends from the event. He is planning on having his boys and family present for the occasion. And knowing my friend, this would ultimately break her heart not being able to share this moment with her loved ones. I got heated and called him. At first, he was dodging my questions, then just outright said, "This is my proposal, and I have spent enough time and money to choose how I do it. Just be happy for your friend. It's not like you're coming to the wedding." This infuriated me. And to make matters worse, I ran into her mom and dad at the grocery store and subtly asked them if they knew of any possibility she was getting engaged. They were unaware. And I know for a fact my friend has told him that he needs to ask her parents for their blessing. She's somewhat traditional. My friend wears her heart on her sleeve, and I can predict how this event will go down when she sees all of his close friends and family and none of hers. Considering her previous sentiments about his lack of interest in her family/life, she will 100% see this as being hurtful and selfish, and I know she'll cry. To make matters worse, the location of the proposal is a whopping 30 minutes from her parents' home. I don't want to get involved in a fight or reveal the surprise, but on the other hand, I feel I owe it to my lifelong friend to help her avoid being hurt and disappointed. Maybe even helping her rethink what her future would look like with someone who just doesn't really appreciate what she values in life. So, am I the asshole if I tell my friend her boyfriend is going to propose? Edit, I did not tell her parents. I covertly inquired if he had spoken to them yet about proposing since it's been like 5 years, like in a joking way. Edit 2, the proposal is scheduled for this weekend. I will give you guys an update on how it goes. After so many responses, I have decided to not say anything and to let things play out. I gave him an opportunity by expressing the need to invite her parents and friends like she's always wanted, and he chose not to. That's on him. As a quick Oz note, I swear to God, the comments better not be siding with the boyfriend, and it better be, let him walk into his own grave. Because the comment about her not being at the wedding and how he's approaching like the relationships with friends and family and the complete disinterest, this actually paints the picture of someone who's like an isolationist towards their partner, which is extremely dangerous. Notable comments. Do not tell her. As much as you know her and want this proposal to go as planned, it is ultimately up to her boyfriend and how he wants to do it. If your friend is disappointed, then that can be her sign to discuss with her fiancé about moving forward. It is not your place to tell her or intervene at this point. OP's response. Since this is the top comment so far, I'm hoping my response here will be seen by the masses. Fellow Redditors, let me make this super clear. You've convinced me tenfold not to say anything to her and to let things play out as they should. I have done the extent of what I can by trying to reach out to him, and he decides not to listen to me. That's on him. It's not my place to initiate a fight/problem and possibly ruin things before they even happen. Trust me when I say, I'm not going to go through with it. I see now that this is 1000% not my place regardless of my loyalty and relationship with my friend, and would be making things far worse by interjecting myself where I have no right to be. On a side note, I really just want you guys to understand that at the end of the day, I'm a stranger to you, but more importantly, just like you, I'm only human. Please don't make hurtful assumptions on my character or my relationship with my friend, because on a very brief summary of the situation, I know as well that this is the internet. And by posting here, I've essentially invited such declarations on myself. But I came here for advice since I was admittedly operating in an emotional state. And nothing good comes from making decisions when you don't have a clear state of mind. All I ask is that you please be respectful and know that I have read and acknowledge that this has certainly earned a you're the asshole judgment. Please just try for a moment to understand that we all have people in our lives we care deeply for and want only the best for them. And when we worry for them, it can sometimes obstruct your judgment. This doesn't make me a bad person or friend, just utterly and completely misguided. Commenter, don't tell your friend. I completely understand why you would want to, but hear me out. Let this dude show his true colors. If you get in the middle, you seem petty and jealous. Let him propose his way, and when your friend comes to you and complains, you can kindly and gently tell her that you tried to get him to incorporate her friends and family. Then you can gently ask her if she wants to spend the rest of her life with a man who doesn't honor her wants/desires. I repeat, just let this play itself out. You would be the asshole if you interfere prior to the proposal. Another commenter. Oh hell, let the guy really fuck up his proposal. It's not like you haven't warned him. You can't tell him anything anyway. I hope your best friend sees her intended and all his family flying the red flags. Sadly, you would be the asshole. Another commenter. Ugh, I am so sorry about this. I don't think you should tell her. You would be the asshole if you ruin the surprise. However, this is a cover your ass situation. Write him a heartfelt letter about the proposal. You would be sending the email to him, but really, you're writing to your friend, because this is the letter you would want to show her after the proposal so she knows exactly what kind of person she's with. Mention that you're so happy he reached out to you to get her the ring she loves. It's very important that you sound very supportive of their relationship. Do not let even an ounce of frustration show. Emphasize how much her family means to her and how she'll be absolutely heartbroken if they're excluded. Tell him there's time to fix it. Write it for your friend's eyes. Then, when your friend comes crying to you and wonders if she should forgive him for not knowing how important these things were to her, you can give her definitive proof that he did know and he didn't care. Another comment. You're the asshole. Stay out. Far, far away. Let this play out. It's between them. You should not have told her parent either. If she hates the proposal, she can say no. OP's response. I didn't tell her parents to clarify. It was a jovial conversation. Basically asked, it's been 5 years. Has he reached out to you guys yet about proposing? Swear to God, I haven't given it away or involved anyone else. I wouldn't do that. Commenter. Not the asshole, but don't stop him. He's showing his true colors. Let him do it. You shouldn't stop her from experiencing this, even if it ends up hurting her, but you can be there to help her pick up the pieces if you're right about how this plays out. Just be ready with a pint of ice cream and some girly films for if/when it all goes wrong. Judgment, you're the asshole. I do want to add my 2 cents to this super quick. I do agree with the idea of her generally just kind of playing this out and seeing how it goes, but my only concern, and this is one that I had from the beginning, is the fact that she will be in a position where she is surrounded by his family, his friends, and him. There will be a lot of social pressure from that side of the family to say yes. And my fear is that she would give into that pressure because of how daunting that situation is. Perhaps like other stories we've previously covered, maybe this is something where she says yes in the moment, but then in the car tells him no. I assume this is a similar fear the friend has, which is why she's posting here. Overall though, just in case anyone's curious, I am probably 95% to 99% the boat of let him dig his own grave. Those are just concerns I have. Update post, February 24th, 2023. To everyone who told me to keep my mouth shut, thank you. So, on Saturday, the day of the proposal, I got a call from her boyfriend. He was screaming at me, blaming me for not showing up. Uninvited still, to the proposal with her parents because she was upset they weren't there. I was fucking slack-jawed. I told him I knew this would happen. And he says, verbatim, you just admitted you knew this would happen. So if you knew the whole time and you actually cared about her, you would have invited them. I was gobsmacked and hung up on him. Not even an hour later, I get a call from her asking me to come to her parents. According to her, this is how the situation played out. He popped the question. She said yes, and the people he invited popped out from hiding. She was bombarded by 4 of his guy friends. His mom, dad, older brother, and his sister-in-law. His parents were holding a sign that read, "Welcome to the family, Miss," insert his last name here. And this is where things go downhill. I did not know this before, and I thought I knew everything, but my friend doesn't want to change her last name. And she's told him that repeatedly since they got together. She's an only child from a Ukrainian family, and with everything going on in Ukraine in the last year, she's doubled down. When she saw the sign, she joked, "Miss," his last name, "I think you mean Miss," her last name. Everyone went silent until his mom said, "Well, the ring is already engraved, no changing it now." She takes the ring off and sees Miss, his last name, engraved on the band. Then she asks if her parents were coming. He gave every excuse. He didn't have their number. There were too many people there. He wanted to keep it private and eventually said, "This was my proposal to you, and now my family is your family. We can just send your parents the pictures later." She took the ring off and left. That's what I'm assuming I got that call from him. She went straight to her parents. She asked them both about the engagement. They were clueless. She then asked if I knew anything. I asked if she was in the right place, and she said she was. So I told her I would answer any question she had, rather than dumping everything on her. She was upset, but thanked me. She was furious when I told her about the call from him earlier and said, "Does he really think I'm that shallow?" She said it wasn't about having a perfect proposal or her parents there. It was about him making the whole thing about himself, as always, and she was done feeling ignored and belittled. So this was her breaking point. She's staying with her parents currently and has been receiving texts from him. The worst one so far is him telling her she has to pay him back for the ring and ruining his life. Right now, all I can do is be here for her and whatever decision she makes. I will hopefully support because, as you've all helped me realize, this isn't about me, it's about her. Not my monkey, not my circus. Edit, she gave him the ring back when she took it off. I didn't include that because I was at the 3,000 character limit already. Edit 2, update. I did not mention this plan when I originally posted, just in case her ex found this thread, but I can report now that we got a heads up last night that he wasn't at their apartment. So he ran over and got most of her shit out, at least all the really important stuff. To those asking, no, she isn't going back to him. It's over. Notable comments. I don't know what happened before, but I really hope this poor girl sees these glaring red flags and ends things with them. Good. If you had intervened and showed up with her parents, she probably would have married him and spent a few years feeling ignored and belittled, all while believing y'all had his back, not hers. They dated for 5 years and he claims he doesn't have her parents' number. Yeah, he's a self-centered asshole and she's better off without him. Too bad she wasted so much time. I believe, technically, if he still has the engagement ring, she doesn't have to pay squat because he can return it, assuming he still has the receipt. So yeah, that dude is definitely an asshole. OP's response, oh yeah, she doesn't have it. She gave it back when she took it off. I mean, imagine getting step-by-step instructions of how to actually properly pull the proposal off in a way that she'll love it. Hearing that, putting your own spin on it by only having it include your family, and then being confused why it didn't go over well. Especially when ignoring the fact that, like, she wanted to keep her last name, she told you that, and you just ignored her. It's like those people who leave bad reviews on recipe websites stating like, I followed this exactly as stated and it turned out horribly. All I did was replace sugar with Splenda, and for some reason it didn't rise properly and tastes horrible. 0 out of 5 stars. That's like exactly what happened here with the proposal. He was given a recipe, opted to fucking ignore it, and then blamed OP when it didn't go properly. And now he's single. Deservedly so. Hey, welcome to the outro. Don't forget this whole thing is basically brought to you by GamerSupps. If you like caffeine, then I can't recommend GamerSupps enough. Use code OZ at checkout to support the channel. And I do actually use this product. It's replaced all other sources of caffeine for me because I feel good. It doesn't have any of that extra stuff that a pre-workout blend might have. It's with a couple of the extra things to make it so you don't crash as hard. It's good. I like it. Personally, if you really want a good flavor, try the Soda Pressing Pear or even the Dragon Fruit Punch. Those two are my personal favorites right now.